was living this lifestyle right here. Yeah. Is that the same shirt? Actually, that is the same shirt. That's
Oh my God, it happened. He caught it. He caught can't read roomitis.
Last night, Mom dressed up as Catwoman and she sat on Dad's desk and she was scratching him and then she went, yeah.
We could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead they had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to Parents' Lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me when I'm not so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to think I dare go off of the bridge, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the Parents' Lounge is the cure to staying sane. Welcome to another edition of the Parents' Lounge. It's Tuesday night. I'm Jamie Kaler, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Jason Gowan. And
Hello.
voice of reason, who is
Fevering.
and
also the voice of a man in his late 70s.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Coleman is joining us. Hey,
Hi guys. Hi. I think a fever broke because I look a little sweaty.
Oh, it's like flash dance. You have a little glow to you, I would argue.
Yeah, that's kind.
I can never tell when my fever breaks because I'm always sweaty.
Yeah.
Me too.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
You guys will get some of that.
So here's the big news. We made it one more week. And it's
Did we make it?
We're getting into the school year. Activities. It's during the school year when I actually had to set the alarm earlier on Saturday and Sunday than I did during the week because the events, soccer game and swim meet, actually started earlier than school.
Wait, she made the swim team then?
What?
She make the swim. They both made the swim team.
We never even talked about this. She was so confident, and it was well-placed confidence.
She's fast. Even so, okay. So, well, to go back in the story, my daughter, there's a second grader and a fourth grader, and especially the fourth grader, all of her friends were on swim team, and so she goes, "Oh, I want to do swim team." She's great in the water. Like, she's been in the water since she's been a baby, but she never learned any strokes. She doesn't know. She swims with like one arm. She goes underwater. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But she moves through the water with speed.
Yeah.
And so we go to tryouts, and other kids are jumping in and being like unbelievable form, like Phelps with this crazy form and, meticulously moving their way down the lane. The coach goes, "All right, you're up." My daughter, I'm kind of afraid. I go, "Geez, I don't know how's it going to go." She jumps in and like a whirling dervish, like just no form, no stroke whatsoever. She swam with one arm for a while. Then she was underwater swimming like this. And then she got to the surface and the dude, I was standing next to the guy, and the guy goes, "Man, she's fast. Can't swim a stroke, but that kid's fast." And so she got cut. She didn't make the team.
Well, that's what I thought. That's where I thought this
She
ended.
got cut from the team, and the coach, who was really cool, very nice. I kind of like her because she's kind of a throwback coach. She's got a little Bobby Knight in her. She definitely doesn't hold your hand. She's not holding your hand.
She threw a chair at Hannah.
She
cool.
threw a chair across and choked her. Choked the kid. It was
wow.
insane.
She wiped her ass and then showed her the.
She's very. I kind of like it. It's
Bobby Knight story.
No, she can't swim, and so she had to take some lessons. She had to take some swimming. To learn the strokes, and so she went. She's gone to like maybe 4 lessons, and like 3 swim practices, and she ended up winning one of her heats. She won the heat out of
No
like 12
way.
kids. And here's what also. So a week ago, she kept coming. Like there was supposed to be another half hour of practice, but she would come. The parents aren't allowed at the pool. We stand at the gates, like they're inmates,
So
and we can't
degrading.
get
I
near
know.
them. Well, they won't let us near the kids. And then so she would come out at 8:00, even though practice goes till 8:30, and she'd go like, "They said I'm done. I can go." And I was like,
You.
"Okay." So
Wow.
she does. Kid's crafty. She does it 2 weeks in a row. But part of me is like, fantastic. Yeah, I didn't want to stay till 8:30.
Yeah, let's get home.
We got a second grader and a 4th grader here.
Yeah.
And so I leave. And then it turns out later she tells me, she goes, "Hey, just so you know, I'm really afraid to dive." Like she couldn't, she went essentially off the block. She wouldn't dive off the block. Terrified. And so I reach out to the coach and I go, "Hey, she's apparently scared to dive. Are you guys practicing diving?" And she goes, "Yeah, we always practice the last half hour of the practice." I was like,
and what's Hannah been telling them? My dad says I have to go.
Yeah, probably. I have no idea what she's.
I can't believe you didn't investigate that, because I feel like that's your go-to, is to get to the bottom.
Wow.
The kid is 9 and she is like wheeling, dealing behind the scenes. And
How
so
does it feel to deal with yourself?
I know. She's so like me. It's terrifying. So she ends up I take her to the one thing and she tries to do it again. I go, "Get back in there and go practice diving." And she won't. She's like scared. And my buddy who's helping coach the team, I'm watching through the fence from like 40 feet away because they won't let us in. And he's trying to help her. And he's got his hand on her back and she gets down on like one knee and then he just pushes her in. and she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she gets up and he does it again. And she does like 4 or 5 times, but it's not off a block.
Yeah.
And so we have a friend, they have a diving board. We go over on Saturday. She dives off finally after like 45 minutes of like, "What are we doing? Do it or not. I don't care anymore." She finally does it. And like everything else, I go, "You're going to do this." And then 30 seconds later, you're going to go, "Well, I don't know why I was nervous about it, but I can't explain it to her."
Did
So
she didn't get Hatchimals out of the deal?
My wife did buy her Hatchimals. She got some Hatchimals out of the deal. I'm not gonna lie.
Hatchimals are like currency in your house.
They are currency. And so she dives in for the freestyle. She dives in and off the block. And I tell her, I go, you don't have to go off the block. You can just go from the edge of the pool. You don't have to go from the block at that age. And she goes, "No, I'm going from the block." And I go, "Okay." So she goes from the block and I'm going, "Listen, let me tighten your goggles. Please, let me tighten your goggles."
Yeah.
She goes, No, they're fine." And I go, "Okay, we're all going to," and I was telling everyone, I go, "We're about to learn a lesson here." And she dives into the goggles, go bloop, right down to here. Yeah. But she doesn't slow down for a second. And she wins the heat.
The lesson was yours to learn. Oh!
She ends up placing 9th out of like 80 kids.
Wow.
And that lesson has always been on Hannah.
And it was her first swim meet of all time.
That's wild.
She was pretty fast. Even I was like,
dude, so this might be her thing.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Whenever she gets bored with something immediately and moves on.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, we have a fantastic show. In a few minutes, my buddy Jeff Lewis from Dads and Parks, Kenan, the Guild, super funny guy that I've known forever, one of my best friends. He's going to come out and share some stories. But we have a very special, a new segment.
Yes.
We have a new segment tonight, Mulligan. And
I'm so excited. Is it called I Take a Nap?
A little special guest. She's going to come in and she's going to share a little story that we are calling, this segment's called In the Trenches, or the worst thing that's ever happened to you as a parent. Please welcome Katie Bain is here.
Katie.
Bain.
Oh, the other Kate. Hi, Kate.
How are you?
I mean, solid medium today. I'll be honest.
Katie, I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you since
I know.
School pickup today.
Pickup line.
Oh,
Jason was a slacker today. He was in the 3rd row.
I was working.
I mean, Some
Was he
people
the-
love their kids. Some people are in third row. I mean,
What is third? Does third row mean you showed up late?
I was 10 minutes later than usual today, and I was
Wow.
in third spot. But I'm always ahead of Katie, so
always,
Oh,
always.
But honestly, the point is not where you are in relation to her. It's where you are in relation to yourself normally. So Katie is right to call you out.
and she judged me today. Also,
Yeah.
I enjoy it that this year Katie and I text judge the other parents in the line, which is a lot of
all
fun.
the time.
Were you there when the parent opened the car door and all of the garbage fell out of their car and then Jace made a comment about it?
That may have been my car. I'm not quite sure.
Oh,
It
no.
was not.
It was not.
They were, to call them a hoarder would be polite. The car, their van door slid open, and all this like fillet of fish containers and all this stuff fell onto the ground. And my child yells out, "Look at this dirt bag!"
That's amazing.
To be fair, sounds totally honest and true.
Yeah, yeah.
It was. Unfortunately, the guy lives down the street from us, and now he like grumbles whenever he walks past, and I'm like, fantastic.
Well, listen, and also leaving like the back seat of my car is full of garbage.
Disgusting. Yeah.
But a fillet of fish container? No, that gets
Honestly, it was so bad. It's what I imagine Post Malone's butt crack looks like.
Yeah.
Oh.
That went.
Wow. The fact that you've spent any time imagining that is the part that's actually an issue here.
What's weird is that's the one spot nobody sees on his body. No tattoos whatsoever. But every other, like just his face, back of his head, just cover with tattoos.
It would be
A lot
amazing.
of fillet of fish containers.
It would be amazing if his butt crack was tattooed with a fillet of fish.
It actually probably is.
Katie, tell us
Katie,
what's going on.
We heard there's a crazy story that's happened to you, and honestly,
How cute is Katie? Oh my god.
I know,
What
right?
happened?
Do you see me? I'm hiding in my bathroom right now.
It's a really nice bathroom.
Thank you. It's pretty great. I like it. So this week I was doing laundry as I do. We are a family of 6, so the laundry never ends. So I'm standing there folding the towels, getting it all done, and my 2 boys are underneath my feet because that's where you hang out when mom's folding laundry. And then they're getting up and they're kind of messing around, and all of a sudden my older boy, he's 9, he goes, "Mom, what is this stuff?" So I recently started running, and I was like, I should have a little thing of pepper spray with me. The boy found the pepper spray and somehow turned the thing and squirted it, had it all over his hands. And my younger boy also got it all over his hands. I was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Go wash your hands, go." And I'm like yelling like a drill sergeant. I'm like, "Go, go, go, go." So one ran upstairs. The little one came in with me. I'm washing hands. Now, obviously, I get it all over me too. So we're washing hands. And then my older boy comes up and he's like, "Mom, I just don't know." And he goes like this, rubs it in his eye. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's screaming. I feel like I shoved his head underneath the sink, and I feel like I'm like waterboarding this child, like just, just the water pouring. And he's just, I didn't know what to do. And I'm trying to still wash my younger kid's hands so he doesn't touch his eye. He's like, "What is that?" And then all of a sudden I go in to get a towel, and we're all it's all in the air. It not just goes on your skin. It's all in the air. So we're all hacking. It was like hours later, and it would just like catch you and just start coughing. And my poor boy, I'm like, I just threw him in the shower.
What's the remedy? What is the remedy? Like, what have you looked it up since? Like, what to do?
Yes. Just water. Just continuously rinsing. It's like an oil, I guess. Some sort of like.
So like Dawn, could you be like a little baby duck and just put Dawn all over?
Yes.
If you used to clean up an oil spill, I feel like a little pepper spray should take it, right? No,
I would move. I mean, I just would move. That's how I would. And I would get rid of the kids that were touched by it. I would clean out the whole house.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was bad.
Can I tell you, I actually, that is so bad, but I was immediately, when you said you were doing laundry, I immediately put my hands over my mouth because this is such a dark story, but I had a friend who got a brand new little white dog, and she put towels in the dryer.
I'm lost. Was the dog's name Towels?
No,
Jamie.
It was when they buried it.
They was.
Wait, you put the dog. They put the dog in the dryer.
Dog was sitting on the dog was a little white dog, and it was like there. You know, you have towels out there. She's like threw them in the dryer.
Yeah.
Didn't hear it banging around in there.
I mean, by the time it was too late.
You know, they were like, what's up with the dryer? We got to get that.
Or also, like, people that have big enough houses
in there again.
I don't know. Is everybody's house different than mine? I can hear my washer and dryer in every room of my house, but there are some people that have like a proper separate like laundry room, and you just put it in and walk away. Anyway, I was really sure you killed your family pet the way these people had.
No,
well,
not today anyway.
I was just thankful she didn't. You know, she would. You know, she thought about it too. She's like, should I get pepper spray or a gun? So maybe the pepper spray turned out to be a better choice.
Yeah. So now my son calls it the pepper spray incident.
Oh,
I was 100% sure he was going to tell his teacher about it.
Oh my God! I was going to say, yeah.
You have to rewash the laundry.
Yeah, I did. I threw it all back in.
That's
it was all in it. Yeah.
Can you still smell it?
Every so often. So often it does. And
how many days? How many days does this go?
2 days ago. Yeah.
Just move.
Just move.
Troy tried to tell a joke when he said car. I think we all knew cat. Load of whites in, load of reds.
But that's literally what they just. That's how she found out that it had happened.
Wait,
when mangled. Our neighbor.
And also, she probably had to buy all new towels. Man, that's a real trip.
Yeah, that was the part.
Yeah, you don't want a dry or death towel. You don't want to keep that.
No. Oh, she just also like. What trauma?
Can you imagine the lint trap?
No.
I was looking for the joke when Katie hit it. That's funny. It's going to be really tough to clean that lint trap out.
Oh, it's terrible.
Katie.
I'm a bad person. So sorry.
Oh my God.
All right, Kate, you got to go out on that joke. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing the worst thing that's ever happened to you as a parent.
Oh, not the pepper spray incident.
The pepper. The PSI, on a positive note, years from now, and they have any interaction with the cops, if they're like protesting and the cops are like, hey, we're going to pepper spray you, they go, cool, dude.
I'm cool. I'm out.
I'm good with it. All right, Katie, thank you so much for joining us.
Katie.
See you next time.
Oh my God, she's so funny.
You're going to meet her in 3 weeks.
I cannot wait.
Actually, speaking of people who have had horrible things happen to them, I've told you that I didn't steal a joke, but I stole what happened to Jeff Lewis for one of my jokes.
No. By the way, the last time he was here, he told me about a video game, and it's all I want to talk to him about. Anyway.
And we had a thing with his dog the last time we were here, right?
He has a huge thing on Twitch where he brings in, he plays games and stuff. But the joke where I say Claire and the missing headphones, and I say any story that happens to a parent is just the worst thing that's ever happened, like such and such. And then I go, like the time your child blocked the drain, left the water running, and then caused $7,200 worth of damage. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff Lewis is joining us this evening.
Hey!
$7,200 later, it's me,
dude.
That's oh my God, that was crazy.
Jamie and Jason, could you guys? Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Jamie and Jason, if you could just let Jeff and I have a moment here. Stardew Valley.
I've stopped playing it, but it's still.
You got me on it, and I gotta tell you.
What are you doing now? Are you at mining? Are you?
Am I in mining? I mean, I'm not down to level 40 yet, but I've really, really taking a shine to it. But then problem is then Jason introduced me to Dreamlight Valley, which is basically Stardew Valley, but for Disney. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
It's so good. Jeff, you didn't tell me it was just one guy made the whole game.
Yeah, it's the only game he did until just recently. He did one about chocolate, making a chocolate factory game. It's the only game he's ever had. God, but he's got a new game out now.
I just want to say I thank you for Stardew Valley.
Well, I got tired of it. I don't know what happened. I feel like I discovered everything there is to discover, and now I'm moved on.
I don't want to be friends with anybody. I don't want to marry anybody. I don't want to talk to everybody. Whenever they're like, "There's a festival in the courtyard," I'm like,
Dude.
"Well, have fun. I'm not going. I've got
I have
The
mushrooms."
chickens
news for
and
you
the
guys.
cows and the ostriches and the dinosaurs and the food. It's
That
insane what you can
game
do.
sounds a lot like my life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you got bored
they're
of it.
having a thing in the courtyard. I'm good, brother.
Yeah.
It's
Everything.
aggressive. And you get married. I got married and I also got divorced, and my children, I can make them birds and fly away.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten that far. I don't know
No.
that.
Has that
I will.
happened to you yet, Jamie? Have you turned Hannah and Claire into birds?
Has that part happened?
I have tried desperately, but it's not working.
You can make them go away. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But you got to. Here's the thing that's really real life. You have to constantly be giving your wife gifts every single day to make sure that she still loves you and she has enough hearts. It's insane.
Yeah,
That's the
I'm not
part
getting
that's
married.
Oh, that's like
that's very
my
real.
life.
Yeah.
I'm way more serious about mining my mushrooms from the cave. I can't be bothered by human interaction. But thank
Jamie,
you.
how are you?
Fun.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great game.
Jeff, you recommended it last time, and I was like, I got it, and then I was like, what is happening? And then I got into it, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's
People are making
fantastic.
games that are really just mirroring the horrors of life. I'm so confused by why you guys.
Yeah, that's most of what I
go
play.
just to escape. Like if I was
Yeah.
in a game and it was like, oh, did you remember to get your wife a present in this virtual world? No,
Yeah.
no,
It's
dude.
true.
My wife's birthday is actually Thursday.
Did you get her
Oh
a
my
gift?
God.
Are you gonna go out of town for it, like she did to you?
I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm leaving town. No, she's leaving. She's actually leaving town on Friday. But my birthday was last week, and I didn't get anything. So
You guys are that close in your.
we don't really
birthdays?
do presents at all. But I went the opposite way,
man.
and I would say, oh, people are going to be like, oh, why would you say this on a live show where she could watch?
Keep going.
She's not.
She's not watching. Yeah,
She's
not
never.
watching.
She's never watched one episode of anything I've ever done. She doesn't
Wait,
even know
when
what
I
it is.
came out in May, we'd been doing the show over a year. She did not know who I was, correct?
Pretty
Ah.
true. Yeah, that's absolutely
But
true.
for me, thank God, because my stuff I do is usually really dirty. She would be very
Yeah.
upset.
Does Marshall
Yeah.
watch what you do, Jeff?
She does, and she always like, oh boy, it's like always the same thing when I come home. Like, no, you can do better. It's always you can do.
Oh wow.
No, but I mean, it's in a good way. I mean, just that I get so dirty, and she's like, you're, because it can be dumb and dirty, but she feels like I can be smarter and clean, which is nice, but it's not. who
I'll
I
just
am.
listen. I just make this case to her. The cleanest comedian to ever work was Bill Cosby. I'm gonna go ahead and tell some dirty jokes. You know what I'm saying?
that's
I'm gonna
true,
go.
yeah.
I'm gonna work dirty. Okay, so that I'm
You have a
not
dirty
dirty.
life, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife
Yeah.
only like if she'll come to see shows once in a blue moon, like she came when I recorded the album or whatever, and then invariably
She
she'll have a couple drinks under her belt, and on the ride home she's got notes. She's got some
Yeah.
notes.
Oh yeah.
She gives
hey,
you
that one
notes?
bit, I really in your experience you thought that they could have been a little different. Oh, okay. Oh, let me jot that down.
That's really funny.
There's no way she's never seen anything you do, Jamie. She must have seen My Boys because nobody wants to date you if they haven't seen My Boys.
That's wait, what? She
I even didn't want to date you.
if she did ever see it, she's never admitted it or talked about an episode. She came by, she was on set with me many times, but I don't know if she's ever, but she's not a big TV person. She doesn't watch
Well,
a lot.
when you were in Aftermath, didn't she send you the photo? Because
She did. So I was in a movie where I play a murder cleanup crew. I'm in like a white jumpsuit, like the Beastie Boys. And somebody sent her a photo of me cleaning up a murder scene. And she was like, what is this? Are you working for a cleanup crew? And I was like, it's a movie, Kate. I was in a film. Do you remember those few days last year when I disappeared and I was off doing stuff? I was shooting a movie.
You remember when that SAG day rate hit the account?
She goes,
Come on.
I have no idea what you're
Like,
talking about. She goes, whatever. And then she just went on with her day. I don't know. Maybe that's why it works. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. We're in different worlds.
It's probably better.
So I went the opposite way. Anyway, so my birthday was last week, and she had the flu before, and then she was out of town during the day of my birthday. So I was with the two kids alone or something. And so I guess they were doing something on the phone. So she told the kids to wrap some stuff for my birthday. So they just found things in their room and wrapped. And some of one was a little speaker that I had given them like 3 years earlier. And I opened the box and Kate was kind of mad because I didn't go like, oh my God, I love this. But I didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
They gave me presents, and they were things that were theirs that they just put into boxes and wrapped and handed it to me. And I was like, and they were like, that's for you. And I go, it's yours. And my wife was like, you could have been a lot more enthusiastic about that. I was like, I was so confused. So I think she thinks she's getting nothing, but I went the opposite way. I went out and I bought a ton of stuff for her.
Did.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's.
So,
I'll tell you what. I'm all in for a spite gift.
It's a spite. It's total spite gifts. Like I kind of went hard. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to teach you a lesson about giving gifts. So.
You really showed her.
Yeah.
She's gonna go like, oh, look at these wonderful things I got, and I'm gonna go in your face, Jack.
Oh my God.
Jeffy Lou, what is happening, dude? This whole weekend I had. I'm sick of doing stuff with the kids. Are you the same? Just like overwhelmed?
Yeah. I mean, we've got so many things going. We got Scouts. They got Boy Scouts, and they got Hebrew school, and they got everything. So it's a lot, and it's new school. My son just started middle school, so it's like a whole new school.
Is he prepping for his bar mitzvah?
He is. Yes, he is. So there's that too.
Oh
and
my gosh, that's a
Are
lot
you a
of time.
scoutmaster?
No, I'm working on it. We're gonna try and see if I can help out a little, but no.
Are you a
Not
rabbi?
yet. I'm not. I'm none of those.
Oh, okay.
I can play those people, but
Are you a moil?
I'm a little bit of more. I've done my own circumcision. Yes.
He does a moil.
You also performed Jamie's vasectomy, if I remember right.
I did. Oh my God.
You
Actually, dude,
everybody
I
knows
went to your
Jamie's not
house.
vasectomized.
I went to your house for the ceremony.
You did for the
with the
circumcision.
moil for Harry.
Which every mother does the same thing every time. They just cry. It can't.
Oh,
It's insane.
Jeff,
Did you do it?
I gotta tell you, yes, with a moil, but I'm not even Jewish, but it's just who was available. Our first son came along, and they didn't. Our doctor. So here's the thing that's messed up. If you're just in the system here, and you want to get a circumcision for your kid, your OB does it. Why is a woman's doctor doing that? So if you're religious, if you're going to do the bris, you can get like a specialist. Like that's what they do. So our OB wasn't in town. They're like, well, we'll send you. So she's the next day. So they're like, she's going out of town. So you'll have to come back to get it done. So I spent 10 days with his little wormy, and I was so devastated to bring him back. And then we went to like the urologist, and I'm sobbing, and I was like, I'll never forgive you. We're telling him he's not perfect. It would be better if it was a religious thing. I mean, I was beside myself. We ended up doing it. And then of course the second one came around, and I go through the same thing again.
Oh God.
But the one thing everybody's always like, you should match dad. I'm like, why is my husband and my kid, why are they always going to be naked together? I want the brothers to match. That I can get. But like match dad.
Why are we circumcised anyway?
Yeah, what was the original? Was it hygienic? What was the original reason?
Are you talking about Jewish or human?
Both.
Both.
Or human.
Jewish, well,
that's not to say what you just said might be odd, but you said you talking about Jewish or human?
Well, I mean, it's like in general, or I mean, I don't know why you do it outside of Judaism, but I know in Judaism, it's just one of the commandments that you do. It's tradition, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay, so why was the tradition there? Like I know why there's a yarmulke. It's to bow to God.
It's to cover. It's to be humble in the presence of God.
I question many things. I don't. We're not supposed to eat pork, but it's really not.
It's pretty good. I don't know if you've had it. Oh my God!
I could go for some pork.
But I mean, there was a reason. At one point, there was a reason, but there's not anymore. So you have to quit.
Yeah.
I don't know. So there's a lot of. I have a lot of questions.
But it isn't. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I did find a stat because the guy that we went to is the urologist that actually wrote the recommendation for the American Pediatric Association.
Oh.
So he was saying that.
We have a comment.
Old Big Flank says, I've heard reasons such as it dulls sensitivity, so you are less tempted to masturbate. Can I tell you, like this, I always thought it increased sensitivity because I told other people, I go, dude, you have no idea how sensitive. Of course I don't know.
I can't even imagine how much time I would have spent.
I am. So that's what I said. I said, I honestly thought, I figured it's like listen, once you pull the knife out of the sheath, it feels like it's got it's a little more tactile. I would have thought it would.
It's a double rubble, baby. It's a double rubble.
Yeah.
So they say it's less sensitive, but I feel like it's
No,
more.
it's less. I can tell you, I've been with both.
Is there something
Less
about
than.
uncleanliness, like things?
So this is the thing this is the reason
or
why they
something, maybe
recommend
that's
it.
it?
This is the
Yeah.
reason why the American Pediatric Association recommends it. What they're finding is that in first world countries, like a first world country like Japan, where the majority of the population is uncircumcised versus the population here, which the majority of the population, okay, because people either fear tradition or they're too lazy to wash their kids' junk properly. This is exactly it. So basically,
Yeah.
Japan has the exact same rate of penile cancers as we do. And they are mostly uncircumcised. So it comes down to being a first world country. What they're finding is that there's higher instances of infection and penile cancers and blah, blah, blah in third world countries where they're uncircumcised. But that is not because of probably the circumcision. It's probably because there's more diseases in general, because there's no access to clean water. There's not maybe the education to do it. So that is why the recommendation is the way it is basically based on
They're saying lack of education causes penile cancer. That's what I took from what you said.
That's also what I took from it.
Also, first of all, I've never in my life heard those two words put together, penile and cancer.
Well, I don't know, because it's not prostate. It's not prostate.
I don't want to do that anymore.
I know testicular cancer.
Yeah, maybe I'm actually misspeaking about, but I do believe, is there? That's a great question. Like, I think it's like urethral cancer. Couldn't you have cancer of the urethra? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
maybe
cancer everywhere.
but penile. I'm guessing penile also includes testicular.
Cancer's got to be everywhere, right? There's cells everywhere.
I don't know if you know how the anatomy works, but the penile and the testiculos are two different parts of the whole.
They both fit in my mouth, Jamie. That's all that matters.
Wow.
All right. Well, let me just go ahead.
Franks and beans. Franks and beans.
I can't believe how mad Jeff's wife is at me right now.
I'm doing yoga to try and get there.
Yeah.
It's so weird because so at least yours was tradition. Why? Yeah. So mine was a health thing back in the. I mean, I was born in the 1920s, and back then they did crazy stuff with penile ain't the river in Egypt.
It's really good. It's really
good. Doesn't stuff get stuck in there or something? Don't you just have to pull it back sometimes, and it's a pain to do that all your life?
No, it feels.
I mean, that seems like I don't know.
You got to pull.
Well, it pops out when you get hard, so that's a perfect
like those spinners in Jurassic Park.
When you're,
what about when you pee?
What about when you're urinating? I said, when you pee, does it stay in there?
Do you have to, do you have to cock the weapon? Not to be punny, but do you have to cock the weapon before you urinate? Do you have to like pull? Like when the squirt guns we have out.
Yeah.
With the squirt gun.
That's, by the way, that is the exact motion the person with a foreskin makes when they masturbate.
Oh, I think that's right.
Oh, Katie.
Oh,
honestly, that was when we were kids. We used to say that word all the time. That was.
Did you know what it meant, or you just said it?
Schmegma?
We called it that. We called that. We used that word. We also used the word dink. I don't think that word's a word anymore. But when we were kids, that was called a dink.
I have not heard dink. Other than you, I have not heard dink in a very long time.
Double income, no kids?
When you had to pee, my mother would say, "Do you have to tinkle?"
Oh, yes. That's a word still, I think. Yes, definitely. It's awesome. Yeah.
We still say vagina.
Jeff Lewis comes in and this show went awry.
I gotta say, I do have to say that from a boy to a girl, they were such a emphasis on how you wipe them, like because it was hitting me. I was hit over the head with a hammer. Like you cannot go front to back or back to front. Like it was hit so hard on me. I got tired of hearing it.
Well, you can't go back to front because then you're traveling through other territory that you probably don't want to be dragging it to. So you got to go front to back. I mean that pretty much makes sense. I argue.
No, it makes sense, but it just was hit. It was told so many times.
I know they're just like everybody gets like really like you must always. Yeah.
Front to back, front to back, front to back, back to front.
Let's get the bidets going, man. What are we doing with paper anymore? Anyway, I tried to get my wife to get a bidet when we got the new bathroom, and she didn't want it. She's not a bidet.
I just go in the shower. I just go in the shower.
You shit in the shower?
No.
I knew you were going to say that because that's what I thought too. No, he's
I'm
saying urinate. And listen, let's use the technical term. You know.
When I do poopy,
poopy feces.
I go into the shower after that, and I just
actually Daniel's absolutely right. He goes, I don't know, man. When she blows up her diaper, it gets everywhere.
Yeah, it gets. You gotta.
At that point, what's the difference? Which way you wipe? It's already
it's true. It's already there. Yeah.
You're sitting in the swamp royale. You're out. You're in a canoe out in the middle of the bayou.
You're overwhelmed.
It doesn't matter. You're already covered in mud. What's the difference?
You're in quicksand. You're sinking. It's a Tarzan movie.
Oh, we have one of those, the detachable ones, and then I can set it. Yeah. So instead of just a big spray, I can fine tune it to a short spray, and then the whole thing just comes off the wall.
Yeah.
And then you get your business. You get it all.
I like a detachable shower head too.
I like that. That's what I do.
That you do. That's the happiest Pollock has been on the show in weeks. That's crazy. She really likes it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Might be her only friend right now.
I can't, dude. I would love to see that. To me, as a TV show, you Scoutmaster Jeff, like you out in the woods, and you're like, kids, today we're gonna learn how to start a fire.
I could just hear him go like, all right, guys, remember when you have to go poopy, you got to dig a hole. Like,
and you got to wipe front to back.
Front to back, yeah. It's I get. No, I don't like being lost.
Are you taking any? Are you trying to get your merit badges to then become a Scoutmaster?
No. I am. My kids are getting those. I am taking classes online to help be a den assistant.
What is that process like?
Which it's grueling. It's a couple hours of watching these videos that are just no one would ever do. Like it's those things in life where you see videos like maybe when you're like at Taco Bell, if you're going to work at a restaurant and they show you encounters with customers that would never happen.
Right.
If Mr. Johnson says to you, this burger doesn't taste great, just say, sir, I'm very sorry. Let me see what I can do. Like that, nothing they describe to you ever happens. Right. So when they talk about den stuff, like you need to approach your den people and you need to say, who wants to be this? Who wants to do this? I just want to encourage this. And it never happens like that. People get crazy.
It should just be a very short video of like, look, don't touch the kids. That's it.
Yes.
You know how to start a fire. You know how to chop some kindling. You know how to tie a knot. But what I'm telling you, don't even make it look inappropriate. And if you do, we're going to catch you. And if we do, you're going to go to prison. You know how you get treated in there. They don't like guys like you in prison. End of video.
It's a scout golden rule, and everything else, do unto others. Just everything else just falls to the.
But
just falls in place.
But not to make this be too dark, but there was problems with the Scouts in the past decades.
Oh yeah.
So
they're bankrupt. They're filing bankruptcy.
Really? Is that out of nowhere?
No.
Oh my God! Did you just drop a bombshell? You're telling me there was some? Was there some?
Wait a second.
In the Scouts?
What happened?
You guys. Jamie sends his kids to a Catholic school. So I actually don't know if he knows what's going on in the world, because who would willingly send their kids to a Catholic school? No,
cut that off right there because
why?
They have a fantastic fall festival that he enjoys.
Well, there it is.
Wonderful festival.
I'm just saying, what do the Scout videos address this? Or is it like the Catholic Church?
Is there anything in the video, or is there at least a wink, hey, look, you're going to tie a knot?
There's body. They show a kid. They point to what not to touch and what's okay to touch. And
do they really?
No.
Oh, I was like, that's wild.
I was very concerned all of a sudden.
You had me, dude. I honestly thought there would be like a video of like.
Jamie, Kate, and I all were like, "What? Wait, what?"
Feel free to pat them on the back, but no bathing suit parts.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
When you wrestle, the wrestling just got to be like non-contact for the most part.
Don't try to replicate gladiator movies in this.
Yes.
Were you a scout as a kid, Jeff?
I was briefly. I did it for a short time, but I didn't like it that much.
I did it for like once. My father made me go once, and I hated it. I was like, I don't want to be here. And I left.
I got to say, for all the pain it is and the things about it, the kids love camping. Like, I hate it. But the kids love it so much. It gets them away from the pad, and that's the best part of it. Going out whenever they go on a to a scouting meeting or a camping trip or something, it's not. There's going to be no electronics. It's just going to be outdoors. So it's good in that way.
It's called homelessness over here. I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever.
I know you hate it. I know.
I'm not.
I hate it too.
I never was a camper. I think that's why Kate and I get along. We like the Four Seasons. That's really
same.
I need a mattress and I need a shower. I understand. It sucks. I have to take 2 sleeping pills because you can't sleep. I can't sleep in like that.
You know what's always good is to be knocked unconscious. When you're out in the wilderness, it's always a place that you want to be heavily medicated so that you really are incoherent and unable to attend to any needs of any child near you.
Yeah.
You're going to make a hell of a master, Jeff.
I know. I'm going to be good.
You're going to go, I feel like the day is over, kids. And you're popping like your 2 pills. All right. See you guys in the morning. Or I won't. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Honestly, by morning, I mean Friday morning, and it's Tuesday. So see you guys Friday morning.
Then Master Lewis is a bear out here. Hey, come on. I'm really tired. You can take care of it. That would be terrible.
Go solo camp. Honestly, I could solo camp. I could do that, I think. I don't want to camp with other people, though. I went on a whitewater raft. Actually, I did go on a camping trip when I was a little that might have been the end of my scouting thing. I went on this thing and there was snow on the ground and we were out in the middle of the woods and I was freezing, like shaking, that the camp counselors came and got me and brought me into the cabin where there was a fire where they were staying. Yeah. And all I could think about was like, why are you guys in here? That's not cool. And then I slept there and that was my home, and I was like, I hate this. I'm never doing this again.
I'll tell you what, I have no desire to go camping, but I do have a desire to buy every single item in an REI. Oh my God.
Shiny objects.
Why is an REI the sexiest place on the planet? I'm like, I probably need a Yeti cooler.
We've got a Yeti cooler.
I mean, I don't have any reason to keep my drinks cold for 5 days, but also, all right. Like,
we went to a swim meet, so the kids are doing swim meets, and so we went. I had to set the alarm for 6 a.m. on Sunday because we had to be there by 7:30. And because Claire is, even though she's 18 months different from Hannah, she was in the morning session from 8 to 12. Hannah was in the 12 to 4 session, and they only have like one race every hour. So you had to bring everything for the day. I sat on a football field at a high school for 9 hours. And then just kept constant track of like, okay, she's getting staged and then she's in and then we have to watch cheer. Oh, well, she can't butterfly. She got DQ'd. Okay. On to the next race an hour from now, 9 hours. And so all these people showed up with like the wagons, with the chairs, with the coolers and everything. So I went to Dick's Sporting Goods today.
Yeah.
Dick's Last Resort.
Remember Dick's Last Resort?
Yeah, actually.
Is that in San Diego or something?
It was a San Diego bar where they would insult you, which I never understood. I was like, well, if you insult me, I'm not going to tip you. And they would come up, hey, jackass, what are you drinking? You'd be like, whatever. So I got a wagon and I got 2 of those big comfy chairs with the little sun covers and I got a cooler. And so now I'm going to be set for the next swim meet that I got to sit out.
Yeah.
Oh,
shells.
wow, look at you.
Yeah.
What'd you
Shells,
say,
those camping shells.
Yeah.
The sun shield over it.
Those are the best. Yeah.
The best. You got to do it, Jeff.
We're over that soccer
How's your
period.
daughter doing? What's her big activity these days?
She is doing a play. She's doing Lion King.
Wow.
Which I think your daughter's maybe doing it too.
Honestly, we don't know yet. We haven't been told. But last year was Shrek the music.
That's what we did.
Then it's probably
we were on the same schedule. She did Shrek, and she's in the chorus, but it's fine.
Hannah was a fairy. And the whole year she was really mad at herself because the first drama thing where she had to audition, she was so scared she didn't do very well. And then for the rest of the year, all I had to hear was, if I'd have just sung louder, I would have got a bigger part.
Like a cigar or something. Like she's in a wheelchair.
It's like a 1930s gangster.
I could have been Fiona. And the girl
Jamie,
young Fiona had pipes. You were like, she was trained, like Broadway trained. I was like, holy cow. She was like in 5th grade. The kid could belt it. I was like, holy cow. So, yeah.
Let me guess, was it Mark McGrath's kid?
It was not. Hey.
We've seen him around.
yeah, so
You know what's funny, Jamie, is that like I don't know if this is the way with your daughters, but my daughter is so extroverted, like dancing and singing everywhere. But when it's like, here's your script, stand in front of me and sing, it's like totally shy. All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, I want to be a little. It's like, no, do what you do in your bedroom and when you're warm around the house. And
I
everything.
identify with that. Auditions are hard, man.
They are.
I totally identify with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why people always give me grief and they go, dude, you're not acting. You're just being yourself. And you're like, yeah, you tried doing that when they yell action. It's really actually pretty hard when they're like, everybody's standing there, go. It's hard. It's hard to do. Yeah. So, and the kids are like, but Hannah, I can hear her singing. She actually asked for voice lessons recently. She's like, hey, can you see about getting me some voice lessons? And I was like, I go, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
She said it like that?
I had voice lessons. I don't even know how to use my voice. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, now my daughter wants to act
kids
too.
They sure act the circumcision. Do your kids are they playing piano? Don't you play piano or something? They play piano, I thought.
They did, and my daughter played guitar for about 3 days. I got her an app, and now and that stopped. And here's what's weird, Jamie. I have five guitars, and I don't even play. Like you, I played during the pandemic to learn, but we have 5 because the school just sent us a 5th one because Harry's taking lessons now. But I think it's at that phase where they're just doing like. They pick something and they do it for like 3 days and they just drop it.
Hannah told me she wants to take violin lessons too. She's like, I want violin lessons. I was like, all right, Chief, slow down. You didn't even play the piano. We have a piano. You don't even play that, and you took lessons for that.
We need to trade stuff. Like you give me your violin, I'll give you my piano, and then I'll get it back in 3 days, and I'll get you get your violin back.
I feel like this generation more so than any before. Like Hannah does one thing. She'll do something once and I hear her talking to her friends and she'll be like, I'm a pro at that. I'm really good at that. And you're like, you're not really good at it.
You're not.
But we've boosted their confidence so much that nobody ever just calls kids and goes, how was that? Shitty. That was absolutely shitty what you just did. It's terrible.
I know.
I got through that my whole life.
If you put 10,000 hours in, like Pat Riley says, if you actually practiced, you could be very good at what you want to do. But
just send Jason's dad around. He'll set every kid straight.
At the events we have, the principal doesn't allow people to say winners and losers. There's just winners and other people. Like it's just like, why can't there be losers? It's okay. It's not.
Stephanie Hansen's an orchestra teacher, by the way, in Ohio. So
I actually am gonna get her a violin. We're gonna have to rent a violin. We don't have one. I'm gonna get her violin lessons, but I appreciate. Listen, I've given her every lesson she's ever asked for, which was, I mean, when I was a kid, I begged to go to camp for like 7 years before my parents finally sent me for 1 week of baseball camp.
No, they were like, we think you're going to turn into a kid, that you're going to turn into an adult that doesn't like to go camping. And we'll say it on an internet show that you don't like to go camping. So we're not actually going to send you to camp. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I hate camping so much.
I do it for the kids.
I don't even like picnics. I'm always like, I don't even like barbecuing in the backyard. Everyone's like, hey, let's fire up the grill. I go, dude, I'll cook it in the stove. It's going to be just fine. I'll be out in a few minutes with
Smoky
it.
house.
I hate mosquito bites. I hate mosquitoes so much.
By the way, LA's covered in mosquitoes now.
The ankle biters? I mean,
it's
right
terrible.
now, I look as though I should be at the Center for Disease Control. I mean, like, there's something. Apparently, does anybody here have type A blood? Somebody told me it was type A blood that they like, and I'm type A, and I
thought it was O positive.
Oh, okay. So then maybe it's just we're all.
I think it's O positive, and redheads especially. We're delicious. They love our blood.
Oh my god!
Do you remember a time when you
that's
actually
awesome,
you felt something on your skin?
Yes,
like a sting.
And had enough time to slap it. No,
you can't even see them. They're so tiny. They're invisible. It's crazy.
So I have a built-in biological shield because the Italian hair has grown in. So if they hit it, it's like a netting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Dude, when it was like 115, we have neighbor night. And so all of our neighbors kind of go out and we hang out. It's super fun. Everybody's really cool. And it's like 105 degrees outside. But it's getting to be dusk. So I have long sleeve shirt, collar up,
Yes.
a hood down
Yes.
over my, and they're all laughing at me. And I have big long socks with my LL Bean boots on, and they are just
Yes.
rolling. I can't take it, man. I'm getting eaten alive.
We'll
But
see
instead,
tomorrow.
I'm
What?
so
Yeah.
the sweat's pouring off of me, but I need like a mosquito net around my body.
Have you guys seen the sucker? We bought it. This thing
Yes. Bug bite
Do you
thing.
have that?
Yeah. The problem is I actually don't have enough time in the day to get all of these bites. Like I would.
What do you mean you suck it?
Wait, what
it's,
is it?
I'll get it.
It's a
I'll get
suction
it.
cup. You put
I'll
on
get
the thing. Yeah, I've got one too. You put your suction cup. You put on a bite, and you push forward, and it supposedly pulls the skin up and sucks out the venom. But I don't know if it works or not. It seems.
I have the one where you rub it. It's like an alcohol type of thing.
Yes.
I was shaking it. It's a pen.
Yes, we have that too.
A pen, and then you dab it on where it goes, and it's
hilarious. She's got it. That's hilarious.
So you put it here. No, it would actually give me a huge icky.
And you
I was gonna
basically,
say.
yeah. And then you pull it back.
That's like cupping. Have you
It's
been
like-
cupped?
It's basically, yeah. I'm basically being cupped.
Have you ever
What's cupped? What's
You know,
cupped?
you see on athletes when they have the big round red
Break
hickey
the seal.
suction marks. They're heating a cup, and then when the air contracts inside of it, it pulls the skin up, and it's supposed to be a healing process.
Like a leech or something? It sucks up the.
Molly, am I not
so
explaining
weird.
cupping?
I've never been cupped.
Yeah, I
but
got it.
it's like
No, I got it.
it leaves Sean Patrick
Oh,
Murphy.
Sean Patrick Murphy. I know Sean. Hi, Sean.
Yes. That would be super weird if you didn't and he just had that greeting for you. I'd be like, you have a stalker. So you have this guy, Sean Murphy, he's a stalker. Be careful for him. No,
We had
cupping,
drum.
yeah.
Actually, Hannah was taking drum lessons last year, and
I forgot that ended.
I have a couple videos. She actually got pretty good, and I was like, oh my god, this might stick.
You bought a
You know what
set?
happened? She got a couple, like she could do a little bit of a beat, and she's going, got it. I'm really good. And then she's like, that's the mindset of these kids. They move on to the next
I know.
beat. And it's like, or
Where did
they're
you put the
totally
jump set?
opposite. We have one friend
Yeah.
she won the entire swim meet. She won every event, but she's been swimming club for like 5 years. She swims like 5 or 6 days a week. And so she's a killer. Absolutely. She did not get DQ'd in the butterfly. Poor Claire. She's like, I don't want to. She didn't even want to be there. She jumps in the water at 7:30. It's kind of cold, and the water's cold. She gets out. She comes up. She gives me a big hug. I pick her up. She goes, oh, thank God that's over. Like she goes, it's done. It was just a warm up. She hadn't raced one race yet. She still had the 4 races to do, and she was like,
They have a 7-year-old. They have a 7-year-old doing butterfly.
yeah.
That's amazing.
That's absurd.
She didn't want to do it, and I said, just have fun. Who cares? You're gonna get DQ. Just get ready for it. And she actually said at one point, she goes, well, am I going to get a gold medal today? And she's a good swimmer, but she's not like, she doesn't race or anything. But that's their mindset too of like, I swam once. Do I get a gold medal? And I'm pretty great at it. And I don't remember thinking like that as a kid. I always thought like, even when I was really good at something, I would see somebody who was better and go like, oh, I need to get there. But kids today don't think like that, I think.
We have a question. Daniel Medina said, how do they handle failure? Mine get frustrated when she's not great in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Jeff, how do your
He's
kids
talking
do
about a
it?
9-year-old.
This happened because Lucy came in the first hour and was crying, and she said, it's so hard. I said, it's supposed to be. It is hard. It's going to be hard, and you're not even it's never gonna get easy because you're gonna get better and you're gonna find more difficult things to do. And it's always going to be a little hard because you're getting better and better. You don't even realize where you started, how good you've gotten. But it's always, I just told her the truth. It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
I told my son, I said, look at me. I have lost my whole life. I have done nothing but lose. Like Dr. Malcolm says in Jurassic Park,
true.
Life will find a way.
Yeah.
Life will find a way.
That's true.
My kid's 2nd grade teacher this year started off like the first couple weeks of school. I was like, okay, so they're not going to learn any. Okay, got it. That's fine. Like they're just, and it's great. They're just like sort of building community. But one of the things she had them do was find alternate ways to do negative talk. Like instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet, or I'm learning how to do this. Like she went through this whole like, and I was like, oh, what a sweet unit. Like what a nice thing to learn in school. But the funny thing is there's also the school, there's a Burbank Music Academy comes into schools and they basically teach any kids that want to do it. They teach them one instrument on one song, and then they get to perform that instrument on that song. And it just sort of gets them interested, and they get assigned an instrument. So it's like, Neil's going to do it. He's gonna maybe going to have to play bass, or he's going to have to sing or whatever. It's apparently like great to like just sort of trigger their interest, because I've got kids that are like, I actually don't want to do any activities, because what I want to do is come home and watch TV. And I'm like, I really understand.
Our kids have Kidchella, that's the program at Burbank Academy.
Oh, are you Jefferson?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jefferson does Kidchella. That's so funny.
Yeah, no. So
wait, that's a pretty cool name, Kidchella.
Kidchella, yeah.
Is that like they have it for old people too, like how not School of Rock, but Rock of Old Man Rock.
Rock of Ages.
And then every old guy goes to like boom, 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 boom. Plays
like the background music at Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was gonna say they just play the Seinfeld.
Yeah. I was like, because I play a lot with the girls. Like we play guitar.
Don't the girls want to? Yeah, it seems like they would want to play guitar because you're playing it all the time, probably.
Hannah went to so I guess this is at 9 years old. When you go to a doctor's meeting, Jeff probably knows this. The parents don't answer questions anymore. She'll only talk to the kid. And Kate was kind of freaked out. She's like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, we don't need you anymore." And so she took Hannah and she was only asking Hannah. And she said, "Please don't say anything. I want Hannah to answer questions." And apparently Hannah, which is weird because for career day, like a month ago, she went as pop star. That was what she went for career day. She chose pop star just so she could wear a cool outfit.
Yeah.
But she told the doctor she wanted to be a stand-up comic. And I was like, oh, geez. We're in serious trouble, dude.
That's funny.
When do you want me to talk her out of that?
God, please.
Oh my God.
Somebody, for the love of God.
Let her spend an afternoon with Mulligan. That dream will die quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be
the truth is, I feel like everybody on earth, it used to be like, oh, you would tell somebody you were a stand-up comic and they'd be like, oh my God, how do you do that? That's terrifying. Now you tell somebody you're a stand-up comic and it's like a 50-year-old kindergarten teacher. She's like, oh, I do stand-up comedy. I get up like every day, and we all do stand-up. Everyone, there's not anybody who doesn't do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my daughter, she wants to act. She'll probably drop it after a few days, but I got her an agent.
I love how you keep looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
I keep expecting a mob hit to happen.
He's like, she's behind me, isn't she?
Dude, next time you got to set up with your back against the wall. Do you not know about parenting?
I know, like a corner, like Australia and Risk. I got to be in a corner. Like, I don't know, man. I'm so scared. But she got her headshots and.
So that's the part of the peril of I don't even think it's just growing up in LA. I think because of America's Got Talent and all these shows, like kids,
right?
The number one thing is that they want to be YouTube influencers, I think.
They want to be famous, yeah. I know.
Katie, she was in the bathroom. I've been in the bathroom. I've done a few shows in the bathroom. I
actually would be curious to know if it is. I think you're right. I think the premise is that like it's access to America's Got Talent and to Dancing with the Stars. It's all of that. But at the same time, there's part of me that thinks, I do wonder if the rest of the country has different rules about cell phones than LA does, or about content. Like, I just wonder, like, if kids in Nebraska are watching TikTok at the same age that kids in LA are watching and performing TikToks.
I think they are. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what people's comments are, but I actually think sometimes it might be worse because I feel like some of those kids are in rural areas and they might be more isolated, where they might be more to use. As Jason, who lives in a rural area.
Funny thing happened today on the way home from school. Jay said to me, hey, some of the second graders have cell phones. When do I get one?
Oh my God.
Second graders?
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said second graders have phones. When do I get one?
Not a single kid in my second grade has a phone. Not a single kid.
It's the first I'd heard of it. And I told him, I'm like, dude, your mom and I've talked about this. 13, it'll be a bare bones phone.
Yeah, that's
what call me.
Call home.
Yeah. That's right.
We just got our son that for 6th grade. but
How-
it's just a
how
bare
old, Jeff?
bones.
Does he have a phone, Jeff?
He's let's see, he's 12. He's 12.
Okay,
But,
so
but his
ballpark.
phone has no internet access. It has he can just call us, or we can call him. I mean, there's
Some
no
of the
only
digits, only the digits that are necessary to call you are there.
Yeah.
He only has a 1, a 2, a 6, a 5, and an 8. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
hilarious.
So
And a
what-
9 and a 1.
How are you monitoring it? So
Yeah.
he can't access any apps or anything.
There's some apps there's like games I can't get rid of somehow. But besides that, no, he can't go on and play any. He can't download anything, and he can't really text. I don't think so. But he just has us as a be able to contact us.
Does he get spam?
He probably does.
Wouldn't it be funny, like if you were calling people as a spam? Because little kids, he's definitely answering everything.
I know. He's like so excited. He's like, I got a call.
Hey,
I'll talk to spam.
Hey, just want to let you know that your car insurance is up. Fantastic. How do I sign up? Can I send you money?
Like
Let me
he's
talk to my
like,
dad about that.
kid, I gotta go, kid. It's been an hour. I gotta.
No, please keep talking to me. That would be a really funny sketch, Jeff.
That would
Where
be
the kid
funny,
answers. It's just because I don't know about you, but my phone just says spam alert. It says spam on everybody's.
Yeah.
He answers it.
My
Every
15 year
time.
wait, Sean Patrick Murphy. My
Use a
15
pie hole to limit websites on the home.
I don't know what that
Oh
is.
no, I don't know. What's a pie hole? Is that a real
Also,
thing? Or
my
is he making
15
that up?
My 15-year-old asked me if he had a Chase account. I love Sean Murphy's kids.
That's really funny.
Hannah has actually your kids have accounts, Jeff.
They have a Coogan accounts.
They
Yeah.
have a Coogan. Hannah has a Coogan account now.
They just
Oh,
each
that's when
get
you
one
act.
commercial.
Yeah.
To get a job.
So they have a savings and a Coogan, and
The Coogan's what, like 20% of what they made on
Yeah,
the...
I thought it was like going to be 80%. It's like
I can't remember how much. Yeah,
not much. I was surprised. I thought it was way more.
it
For
should
those of
be
you who
more.
don't know, it's named after a kid.
Jackie
right?
Coogan.
Yeah. Who?
His parents
I
took
didn't know
all
about
his
this.
money.
Yep, parents took all
Yeah.
his money. So
It could have also been called Dane Cook's brother's law.
Or Gary
Wait,
Coleman
did that...
law.
Dane Cook brother account.
Wait, did that happen with Dane Cook and his brother?
Dane Cook's brother. It's a famous story. His brother was his
not to
manager,
me.
but his brother only took like $12 million out of his. He took all the money out of his
Pocket change then.
I mean,
Did
luckily,
he get it back?
Wow.
I don't think he did. No, the guy went to jail. No, his brothers took his. Yeah, it's not.
His brother.
It's not uncommon. I think in the in the NBA.
Dude, I love that you said it's a famous story, and literally you're the only one on this panel that had ever heard of it.
Nobody knows the
I
Dane
know.
Cook brother ripped him
Gary-
off story.
No.
Gary Coleman's the same way. His parents
Yes.
took him for everything.
Gary Coleman was famous for which was truly sad
Or was it
because he made a
Emmanuel
lot of
Lewis?
money on that show.
I will
He
say,
made-
Jeff, so our mutual friend Brett Sheridan, who you know
Oh,
and I know.
yes.
Yeah, from the
Name
King of the
dropper.
Guild. Name
Did we
dropper.
talk
But
about this?
we did last time, but yeah, because you did the guild with him. But he
Right.
his daughter Lydia was his life for a while got stopped because his daughter Lydia was booking so many things. And I was like, I sort of like you're losing income now because you have to take off work and you can't say yes to shows and because
Right,
you're
right.
taking her. So I understand why parents do need to make some of the money because
Yes.
like the parents' livelihood is being put on. But that he was one that explained to me the Coogan account. He's like, well, she's, I'm trying not to touch any of her money. There's the
You're
Coogan
supposed to
account.
take 10%.
Yeah.
My understanding. Like a
But
parent's
it's like
supposed to take
10%. I mean, if she's booking like non-union jobs, she's not making a crazy amount. Sometimes she's getting
No.
paid in merchandise for the commercials.
Right.
So
Plus, kids are just awful, and I feel like they should have to pay you for picking up their room and putting a roof
Yeah.
over their head. And
Who's the child actor that supported her family for a little while?
probably
Was it-
a good hunk of them, I would argue. At some
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But yeah. Did you watch? There's a biography of John McEnroe, really good, where he talks
Oh,
about
really?
becoming super famous, and his father was his manager. And then at some point, he had to tell his father, he's like, I'm going to give these guys a try with the money and handling and stuff. And he didn't think his father was going to care, but his father lost his identity. Like, that's who he was. He was Johnny Mac's dad and manager. And he did, it's really honest and open. It's really a great doc about like a father-son, and the son becomes hugely successful out of nowhere. Like, like it's not like back in now these days. He wasn't at like the voluntary camp school in Florida where he was groomed. He just pops out of New York, and all of a sudden he's like in the Wimbledon finals. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it takes off going, and they're like, "Holy cow, this kid's really good." And his father becomes his father, who was like a hard driving dude, and so the father quits everything else and becomes the manager. And then that's who he is. And you can understand that when the kid goes, you're fired. It's like all of a sudden who you were, you're not that guy anymore.
Yeah.
And it was kind of heartbreaking in this crazy way.
Wow.
But it was the dynamic of like a parent and a child, when all of a sudden the child kind of eclipses everything.
Right.
Such a delicate, unless you're like
That's a slippery slope. Yeah.
Jodie Foster. I would argue it's mostly, Britney Spears or somebody whose parent was not really ready to be that person.
For the record, that what you're describing is like a loss of identity. That is what happens when women, such as myself even, take the time off to be stay-at-home moms. We like completely lose our identity. Oh yeah, for you, Jamie, you kept working.
I've told this many times recently, where it's like I used to be on stage 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
And now at auditioning, and I was in the doing stuff, and now I am tomorrow's picture day.
Yeah.
Then they have mathnasium tomorrow afternoon. Then I'm coaching soccer. Then I have to be this, and all of a sudden it's like even today I ran into a dude who runs Supernova. Mark Saratella, great guy. He's like, "Hey man, you should come do the room." I was like, I don't think I can, brother.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even get on stage anymore, and I kind of have lost that portion of my identity, and I've become. And honestly, as long as you're okay with it, then it's a good identity. But you definitely feel like the kids don't appreciate what you're dealing with. Some days I'm like, I gave up everything for you.
Yeah.
Son, I would be living in a rent-controlled apartment with a bank full of money. I'd be at Lakeside Country Club playing golf every day. I'd be traveling. But I'm making eggs this morning. So,
yeah.
I would have so much money.
So much money.
And we would be so much less fulfilled. No, that's not even true. Okay, actually, no, sorry. Let me think of something positive.
I don't know what we'd be.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, I have a friend who doesn't have kids, who's pretty close to my age. And I got to tell you, either way, there's because I was that guy for a while in my 40s and I didn't have kids. And there's I don't know.
Yeah, wait a minute. You gave up your identity way later in life than the rest of us
That's
did.
true. I had that identity for a long time, but there is a because I remember like Jeff had kids and he was in the Valley. I never saw him. I was the single dude in Santa Monica.
Yeah,
and they didn't. I think they invited me to like one or two.
What'd you say?
Parties. We were buddies, and then you got married, had kids, went to the Valley, and then I was like, see you later. Like we didn't see each other for a long time. And then I had kids, and I kind of tried to come back and go, look, I have kids. Can I be part of the group again? And they're like, all right. Okay. Yeah. But you kind of lose all your friends because everyone else goes off and has kids. And some of the people who don't have kids there's a reason they don't have kids, and nobody wants to have kids with them. And all of a sudden, those are your best friends because those are the only people left.
Yeah. It's funny. It was very sweet. I got to go with the boys this weekend to my friend's not stand-up show, like an improv show for kids that happens on like in West Hollywood. And then I went back to my old neighborhood, to the condo building that Jakey and I lived in when we were like young and engaged and then married. And like Neil was there for a little bit, but it was so wild to like introduce my 2 boys to like all of my friends, like that, they're just like, well, look at you. I'm like, I know, I got chubby. Like it was, you know what I mean? It was like, they're just like, how are things? We got to get together. We got to have a drink. And I'm like, I don't know do you see who I'm with? Like, it's just, their life is exactly the same. And I'm like, nope. Okay.
Well, Jeff got married a little bit later in life. And even when Jeff got married, we were like, really? Jeff's getting married? We were all a little shocked.
Well, was I older than you? I guess I was.
No. But you got married before I did. But how old were you? Late 30s?
No. I was, I would say 40.
You were 40. Yeah, I thought okay. So you were 40, which is old. I mean, not as old as
you were late 40s, Jamie, when you got married?
Yeah, it's like 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So you had 48 years of identity. That's amazing.
That was a good. Don't remind me. It was a really good.
It was
Sounds
pretty
really
good.
good.
I mean, I got to say,
We made a good run. But it does. It reaches a point where there's an emptiness to it, where you're like, well, another orphan. You do orphan Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Remember when you were single?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Where's the orphan Christmas this year?" Oh, it's at this dude's house. It would just be a crazy ass party. People would get wrecked. Wake up in the morning, go, Merry Christmas. You'd stumble home. You'd tear it up for like a week, and where's New Year's Eve? And there's no substance to it. And then you have kids, and you're like, oh, Christmas. It's painful, but it's also like that morning is like, oh, I remember.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of magic that morning.
Yeah. And I'm Jewish, and we still celebrate Christmas, and it's still magical.
I still think Hanukkah is the better way to do it, to go one. I lose my mind when they give the kid all 57 presents in 3 minutes.
Well,
and then
we do both. So
half of them. One a day, baby. It should be like the entire month of December. Here's one present. Go be busy. I'll give you another one tomorrow. Dole them out. Yeah.
There's way too many presents.
Yeah. I even today was like, I'm organizing the house, and I was like, I'm putting aside things. I'm like, my son's about to turn 5 in November, and I'm like, for every gift you get, you have to give something away. So
we have that here.
Here's your pile. We're
great.
not going to have too much in the house. But Jeff, I mean, you can confirm when the kids get older, the things that they want get smaller. So it's not like at some point your house isn't like trashed.
You're right. I mean, I asked my son what he wants, and it's like, I don't know, gift card. Like it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
And we've also tried to make it so that we tell 3 or 4 relatives, pool your money for one thing, or give us a check so we can get one thing, because you get that thing that he plays for 1 hour and then he never touches it again.
Yeah.
So get less gifts. Maybe they can be more expensive, but
yes.
Oh God.
A friend of ours has an interesting thing they do, that they do just 3 gifts to signify the wise men and the 3 gifts to Jesus. And when their kids were like upset about it, they're like, if it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for you.
Wow.
That is
I like that. Can we start that?
That's baller.
Get
Let's
3
start right now.
You can pick them, and the kid's gonna pick like a car, a phone, and a butler. Like that'll be the 3 choices they make for gifts or something.
Yeah.
That sounds
Who set up the precedent in your house that a human is a gift? Who set that precedent up, Jamie?
I mean,
it's there.
I want to do a thing where we don't do any gifts and do a charity. I want, when they get to a certain age, I really hope we can do that and stick to it and go like, all right, listen, you should really learn how other people are living so that you can see how effing spoiled you are.
Right.
Yeah.
But the problem is, when it comes at that cost, I feel like what happens is like, then there's just the victims of like, we didn't get a Christmas this year because we had to so I feel like there's got to be some sort of moderation. Like they still get
my birthday, like my birthday last.
Yeah.
I got a case of wine.
See,
my buddy
Sean
who
Murphy's
works
with
in the vineyard. I should give a shout out to 16600 and Kateri Wines, because the only present I got, they sent me a case of wine.
Really?
And then my manager gave me some Whistle Pig whiskey. So people really know what Jimmy likes for his birthday.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Oh my God. I couldn't use any of that.
I know. Well, listen, we gotta wrap this thing, I guess.
We gotta wrap this up, guys.
Stories, one of those. I've told too many stories tonight.
I will say, I want to just say really quickly, something very funny happened this week. And I promise I'm not getting into politics. It's just a funny thing my kid said. So my husband brings my 4-year-old in to say goodnight to me, and he's crying. And I was like, what is wrong? He's like, Neil called me a Donald Trump. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to talk to him about that. And like Dickie walked in, he's like, yeah, James had a really hard time losing. And so Neil told him he was a
Oh my God.
and I was
really
like,
funny.
okay. And so I had to like say to Neil, I'm like, I know what you were doing. It's very funny. Don't ever say that again.
Yeah.
Like,
And also just tell him, say, hey, you're also a billionaire. You've had sex with a lot of porn stars.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just complimented your brother. You didn't even
play a
mean
lot
to.
of golf.
You complimented your brother without meaning to.
You grab crotches. Yeah.
Take the pros and the cons in everybody. So just be happy with who you are.
Oh my God.
Jeffy Lou, is there anything we need to? The Jeff Lou is 5. Are we ever going to do any more 5-minute comedy hours? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm putting them on some few places, but yeah, they're on TikTok now. I'm doing TikTok.
Oh.
The videos you can see. But yeah, there's that, and I do Twitch every now and then, play Fortnite.
Well, I think a bunch of people are here because they love you.
From Twitch. There was a lot here from Twitch today.
Oh, good. Yeah, I've got a lot of, only because I was in the guild, which was online. So I'm very fortunate to have an online presence already. So that's the only reason. I'm not.
That's like a Kardashian saying, "Well, I'm just lucky. I had, my mom shared my sex tape online." That's basically the reason That's the reason I'm a billionaire. Is because my mom.
I just saw that, by the way. Yeah, it was really good.
The sex tape?
You saw the Ray J one?
Yeah.
The original?
Which one? I hadn't seen it. I've seen a lot of them, but I never saw that one.
So you just went out of your way recently to go find that and said, you know what? There's a piece of history I'm missing. I could look up moon landing.
A piece of history.
Pearl Harbor footage. But you know what? There's a seminal point in history, and it's when him and Ray J have an intimate moment.
But it's honestly, am I crazy to think it's pretty lackluster?
Oh, I thought honestly her performance was weak.
Right? She just looks like very bored to be there.
She looks
the third act was not
bored. The third act was not great.
I mean, the effort is not there.
There was no story.
There's
no story. I'm talking about, and maybe there's more to it, but I'm talking about when she's giving an oration. she's orating. That I was just like, she's got dead eyes. She's not even putting her back into it, man.
But that's what I'm used to.
Well, that's the problem. She's rich and she's hot.
I'm just joking.
I mean, honestly, that turns Jeff on. He's like, oh, this is exactly in my wheelhouse.
I prefer dead eyes, actually. I don't want you to.
Black like doll's eyes. They roll back. The great white shark. Black eyes. I got black eyes.
Yeah.
At least with Pam.
Jeff, I got something for you. You ready?
Oh boy!
No, don't do that.
Oh no, that's scary.
At least with Pam and Tommy Lee, you were like, "Oh, these two are madly in love." Like, I felt bad looking at that one because it's such a great, private, intimate moment between.
But that didn't stop you. You kept on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I watched it right till the end, and then I watched it again. But I'm saying I didn't enjoy. I didn't feel good about myself.
No, the tape, the cassette tape was kind of starting to break. But and the Paris Hilton one, I really enjoyed Paris Hilton. That's
I never saw the Paris Hilton.
Oh, I thought her effort was mediocre at best as well.
She looks.
I mean, you got to give credit to people who are in the biz and who are on the top of their game because they put. It's a craft. It separates the amateurs from the pros. I really think.
Oh yeah.
When you see it, you're like, that was a lot of work.
My film Chunky Hunkies never went off the way I thought it would.
What was your film called?
Chunky Hunkies. It never took off the way I'd hoped.
Well, my sex tapes never go anywhere. They seem to get very few hits.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
I did when I could never do porn because nobody wants to see a redheaded dude ever. It looks like an orangutan who's losing his hair. It's just a disgusting aspect, and I know that because when I did My Boys, I had a sex scene with Mimi Rogers, where we.
Oh wow!
And they see me in the morning, and to show I'm naked, my ass is showing up.
Oh my god!
Showed my ass, my freckled white ass, and
TBS.
Yeah, TBS.
Miss Cruz, formerly Miss Cruz, saw
riding dirty.
TBS stands for.
You didn't get an ass double, Jamie?
No. I like to do all my own stunt work.
TBS stands for total butt stuff. All right.
I get an ass stunt in my own bed. I don't know if you know that. I get somebody to come in at certain moments and take over. It's really scary.
And I could just see your wife, Marshall, going, and cut. All right.
Let's bring in. That's really funny.
You got it. You can go hit craft services. I'll give you a call to come in at the end. for
And
cuddling.
I'll be like, honey, I've been waiting out here for 2 hours. Can I come in? Can I come
Yeah,
into
we
my
didn't get the
scene?
shot yet. We didn't get the shot yet.
No,
Really?
she's like, take 275.
Yeah.
She was Kubrick that day of like getting
Yeah.
the
I'm
cut.
in my trailer
She's like,
all
we didn't
night.
get the coverage. We got to get the coverage.
We gotta
Flip
get
the
coverage.
cameras. We
Oh,
got to
Oh,
get the
she
coverage.
got,
You got a lot of
trust me, she
coverage,
got
Jamie.
coverage. She got a lot of coverage. Anyway, so long
Oh,
story
wow.
short, I see the episode on TV, and they did not use the shot of my ass. They had another shot with the blanket covering my entire body, pretty much. And I went to the EP, and I was like, "Hey, what happened? I thought the ass shot was funny." And she goes, "It's not as funny as you thought it was." she goes, "Honestly, it was a little disturbing." And I go, "Okay, whatever you decide." They wouldn't show my
That's
ass.
really funny.
They were like, I played soccer. I have a pretty good ass. I mean,
Yeah,
shit,
you do. I've seen it. Yeah.
you've seen it. I've seen you
Yeah.
almost. Actually, we were naked on stage, dude, at Acme.
Yeah. I had a cup on my. Yeah.
You taped a Dixie cup onto your junk. I ran across stage nude with Todd Rohrbacher. Just
You
holding.
mean a Dixie cup, like a bathroom Dixie cup, like
Yeah.
that you
No,
okay.
I had what's called stage dick, which is when it just shrinks to nothing on stage.
It was like a drag show. It was all tucked up behind.
Yeah.
And it was cold
Yeah.
that night in the theater, to be fair. It was cold, but it was a yoga sketch. And honestly, I feel like the audience in the same way as my boys, but I don't think they found that funny.
They did not laugh.
It did not
did
laugh.
not
Okay,
laugh.
because I was on stage with you, and I
No.
think everyone who was on stage was rolling. I think Joel McHale was in that one. It was a yoga sketch,
Yes,
right?
it was his sketch. Yeah.
It was his sketch, and we were all in a yoga class that Joel was teaching. And Jeff, I don't know why. Why did you have a Dixie cup on your penis?
Didn't what kind of question is that, Jamie? I mean, I don't know how to answer you. I don't know why. I can't remember. I
What
guess
was the
just
joke? What was the joke about it? Oh,
I
maybe
guess
it
there
was
were
the
yoga
tiniest,
people,
tiniest shorts of all time or something.
I can't remember.
Oh,
I can't
And
remember
cupping
either.
Jonas full circle. I don't remember.
Remember
either.
Maz was in like a Speedo. Maz
Oh
Jobanan.
yes,
Good
that was
times.
funny.
Super fun.
God.
It was super liberating running across stage stark naked, by the way, in front of an audience.
Your
Really?
Acme class is what nobody that great has come out of Acme ever since. Maz Jabrani and Joel McHale and Jeff
Alex
Lewis and Jamie
Borstein,
Taylor. Alex Borstein? Was
Alex
this pre
Borstein.
her being on
Yeah.
Mad TV? Or she was
Yeah,
already on
she was
Mad?
on Mad TV out of Acme. They came to see her at Acme. She
And a
was,
lot of
she
I
still
can
is.
say a lot of
She's
writers
unbelievable.
too. A lot of people you don't know,
Wow.
writers too. Huge
Yeah.
writers.
The showrunner of My Girl was My Girl. What's her name?
My crazy ex-girlfriend.
Oh, that's Erin. Erin.
Oh,
Ehrlich.
you're talking about Aaron and Steve Kelly. Yeah, a lot of people that.
Callahan ran Family Guy.
Yeah.
Wait, Rachel, what's her face? The crazy ex-girlfriend? No, different.
Not her,
No.
not the actress,
Oh.
but the showrunners and there was a lot of writers
Oh, yeah. Jed's. We
Right.
talked
Really
about
good
this.
Red
writing.
Bear.
who wrote really great stuff. Adam
Yeah.
Carolla was the class ahead of me. Ralph Garman.
Yeah. yeah.
Wow.
I
I don't
Jerry
feel
Lambert.
like
Jerry
I
Lambert
don't-
still to this day is one of the handful of funniest people I've ever seen and performed with.
I don't feel like it stayed that way. I could be wrong, but I
It
feel
did
like
not.
I feel
No,
like
and
it
it's
turned
kinda
there's more
gone.
groundlings and
It's sad.
UCB now.
It
Yeah.
feels like our
I think
college.
we were at the peak of it.
Yeah. God
Yeah.
almighty, that's amazing.
But the Groundlings,
It
it
was-
was like Mike
yeah.
Naughton was there, who then went to the Groundlings. We had a bunch of people
Okay.
who were going back and forth and stuff. But super fun.
Wow.
Did
Actually,
you do Acme, Kate?
we went from cupping
No.
to cupping, so it all kind of did work out.
I did Second City in Chicago, Jeff. I was
Oh, okay.
I did Second City Conservatory, and then I came out here and I was like, well, I've already done improv where people do improv, so I guess I'll do something else here. And that's when I started doing stand up. But turns
Oh,
out
wow.
some of the best improv I've seen is here. So
Yeah.
UCB.
Hannah's in an improv class now, and she's had 2 classes, and she's already told me how great she is at improv.
There you go.
She's like, I'm a professional at improv. I go, well, that will serve you well then, my friend.
Yeah,
I did
that's
not
great.
know Mike Naughton lived on your street, Sean. I love Naughton. He makes me laugh.
That is
so.
hilarious. He's awesome.
That was I might have been the first sketch I ever did was with Mike at Acme. Mike Naughton, super funny.
He left Groundlings, came to Acme, then went back to Groundlings.
That's right. He was in between
Yeah.
classes. or something.
He's like, I just got all this extra money. I gotta throw it somewhere.
super funny,
Yeah.
dude. Super funny.
Probably
Hey,
does.
listen, Jeff.
Yeah.
I love you so much. It's been so long that I had to use a show to catch up
I know. We did it, man.
I always love when Jeff stops by.
I know,
It's true.
Jeff.
I'm the
So
best. I'm the best.
Please come back more and tell us crazy ass stories about scouting.
Yeah.
I hope it's crazy if something's wrong, but yeah, I'll see what I can do.
All right.
Or at least tell us what passage from the Torah your son's going to do at his bat mitzvah.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, Baruch atah Adonai. I'll tell you. Yeah.
Elokeinu melech haolam, you know?
Years ago, I would have said some words and been funny. Not doing it. Not
Not
gonna
gonna jump
do it.
around.
All right,
That's
hey everybody!
funny.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week to the Parents Lounge. By the way, a bunch of our fans have shared the show. Thank you for doing that. Check it out on iTunes. Write a review, follow, like, and we are at the Sayre Theater in Pennsylvania in like 3 weeks, I think, doing a live.
3 weeks. We're there October 14th and 15th. Tickets can be purchased at BradfordCountyMovies.com. And tonight's show was brought to you by our sponsors who are bringing the Parents Lounge show to you over there at the Danny Mini Marts, which is a regional convenience store, and they are super excited to have us.
Yeah, and I love that mustache. Can you put that back up for a second? I mean, come on, that logo alone.
Dandy. That's pretty funny.
I love dandies. It's such a.
Thank you, guys.
I'm kind of a dandy in a way. All right, that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week here on the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Literally,
Good
I'm going to
night.
bed.